Good evening, Mr. Williams. I am Gabriela Pérez, and today I am going to be reading you my essay from the Romanticism era and how did it had an impact in the past. So I will start reading from now. So, Romanticism, an era of change, by Gabriela Alejandra Pérez Marroquín from British Literature. Romanticism, an era of change. You have bewitched my body and soul, and I love, I love you. I never wish to be parted from you from this day on. Austen J. Romanticism portrayed and captured several messages through novels, painting, music, and most important, literature. It should be noticed that Romanticism era was the beginning of expression told in verse, as a response to the disappointment during the French Revolution that made a big social change through visual arts and literature. Order, serenity, harmony, proportion, idealization, and rationalism were part of the French Revolution period, something that the Romantic period rejected. It began around 1798 to 1837. Many artists start to discover their inspiration for social change. A movement that was against industrialism and political norms to pay more attention to nature was one of the characteristics of the era. Romanticism was the way to express what they were feeling instead of hushing themselves. Romantic art was an expression of how times were changing in Europe, the most based on their feeling toward nature, as the philosopher Denis Diderot said. All that stuns the soul, all the imprints a feeling of terror lets the sublime. Many paintings show the historical mythology of those years. Romanticism showed through architecture the similarities of the old styles. Art in general showed how the influence of different types of art was renewing the history of Romanticism. Literature was one of the ways people expressed social change, focusing on the individual's spirituality, political, and economic status. Through the expression of thought, we can learn from history. William Blake was one of the earliest writers. He believed in writing from his spiritual and political freedom point of view. Novels were popular and became a success in the way of entertainment. Jane Austen, at the end of the Romantic period, provided her extravagant stories, talking about social realism. She included women as heroines. The ideals of genre and style during Romanticism were plus in each novel from the different writers of this period. As can be seen, Romanticism was a period of transition through different periods, and we may still learn about and learn from it through its writing, literature, music, and art. Through its expression, Romanticism transformed many people's perspectives. It was necessary to speak up at the time to communicate your opinion, even though it was impossible due to the way people thought. Literature and the different kinds of arts made it possible. The essay was made by me, Gabriela Pérez. I hope that you enjoy it, that you could hear it, and it was a little short part of what I believed and what I learned about the Romantic period. Thank you very much for listening to me. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.